This little plaque here says, "Welcome to my home." Both my parents came from Lebanon, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know from where in Lebanon?
They call it Asnoon, which is a little town up in the hills of Lebanon. What I have on is what they call a kaftan, which is kind of popular in Lebanon. They come in different colors, as well as shapes, sizes, and really hides a multitude of you know what. No, my mother was only, I understand, a baby. She was like 2.5. My father, I think he was much older, but he died when I was young, so I didn't find out too much about him. But he was a very good, what they call a Lebanese singer, you know. And he died at the age of 30, so I was away at boarding school, like I said, from the time I was 5 years old. That's when he died, when I was 5. And I didn't know too much about him. Truthfully, I suppose I should have known more, but I didn't. In Lebanon, they have these kind of outfits, and right now, these people are doing what they call a dubki. Once I got married, I learned a lot from my husband's people, as well as my mother, but more so from the Bethoneys, because that's where they came from, you know, the Lebanon, my mother and father-in-law. They really impressed me because I was more or less grown up like an American, not like Lebanese, because, like I said, going away to school, I didn't have the contacts. But once I was married, everything was Lebanon. Lebanese church, Lebanese functions, Lebanese everything. In Lebanon, there's a place called Baalbek, which are the ruins, and they're big, big columns. And I just wished I had a picture of it, but they're big white columns in Lebanon, and it's called Baalbek, B-A-L-B-E-C-K, and it's just beautiful. When we lived in Boston, we started to go to the Lebanese school. Sad to say, we moved out here, and there was no school, but they did very well in the beginning there, and I was so sorry that I couldn't remain in Boston, but I needed a bigger house because I had so many kids. Mark, Bobby, Paul, Gregory, Marina, Brenda, Tommy, Michael and Stephen are twins, Gerard and Ernie.
You got it.
Did I get the one? Yes, we have a big family. And I had a wonderful husband. Sad to say he died 6 years ago, and all the kids knew him. And he kept making sure they keep up with their Lebanese traditions. Very strict. He was a little guy, but he made them toe the mark. And believe me, they did. And you want to know something? One thing he always said, when the kids, even if they didn't get good marks in school, it's going to make me cry. But he would always say, if you respect your teachers, I'll know. If your conduct is good, I don't expect all A's and B's, but if your conduct is good, then I know that you're behaving yourself and you're doing the best you can. But be respectful to your teachers and to people and property. And so far, I've been lucky with that he told his kids. Our kids, I should say. You'll be in the National Arlington Cemetery forever. The eagle will recline in your heart. The body of the Lebanese American soldier is glad you've come to do your part. Don't be lonesome, O cedar. Grow on this joyful land. The sun will keep you in touch with Lebanon and with the other little sister plants. Eternal life be yours, O cedar. Above you the rainbow arched, raised when Mrs. Roosevelt saw you on the 31st day of March. Around you the Lebanese delegation, and all your neighbors next door came to attend your planting and dedication, Easter Eve, 1934. I'll never forget the time, though, when one of my children came home from one of the islands there, and he was asked, "What are you?" And he said, "I'm Lebanese." And when he came home, first of all, they searched him naturally. It was the time when there was dissension, you know, and he had to be inspected. And when he came home, he told his father, thinking his father was going to compliment him because he said he was Lebanese. But he corrected him. He goes, I'll tell you what his name was, Michael. You are an American, but you are of Lebanese descent. So why give yourself some aggravation by inspecting your your suitcases and everything? But my husband scolded him, and he said, naturally you're proud of your heritage, but you are an American first and of Lebanese descent. That's what makes us America, because we have many cultures, and I respect them all.